Hey guys, welcome. Kate first as usual.
Yeah, that's me, Sabah. I have my alarm set.
You did.
The secrets to being first: pay Sabah and set your alarm.
Very nice. Well, thanks for jumping on early. We'll get started in just a second here. And I guess Kate, you're up first. So
Are you ready for our party next week, Sabah?
yes, are you coming still?
Yeah, I haven't changed my mind.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, I will
I think
see
it'll
you
be fun.
there.
I think it'll be good.
Mhm.
I was on the
Hi,
fence, but then
Peter.
last time after missing Austin, I was like, oh Jesus, I should
Yeah,
have
you
gone.
missed out big time.
Yeah.
Sounds good, Peter. Just a couple people waiting in the waiting room. Okay, and I do have to drop off at 4 today, so I'm gonna make sure I get through everybody, but just keep time in mind today because I have another meeting. Okay, so Kate, let's start with you.
So it's the supplement, Sabah, that I've been working on for God knows how long. I've changed the story multiple times. Oh my God. Anyway, I just want to see what you think of the headline and lead right now. It's going to the designer on Monday. So
Okay,
final ideas.
okay. I love this. This is really good. Is the supplement called Slimwise?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think of that name?
Yeah, I like it.
Okay, cool.
I don't know if you want to put it in the headline though.
Okay. I mean, it doesn't really sound.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like you're giving away too much.
Yeah.
Let me read the rest of it. I like this. I think I remember reading this, right? You showed me the story.
Yeah, I showed you the story in its roughest form, but it's
Okay.
tightened up a little bit, I think. I heard. My question
Yeah.
is, do you think it's a little bit, should I keep that bit? Like, do you think it's a little long in the beginning of the story, or?
Um, no, because you need to pace it a bit, right? Because she fell out of the boat. Like she had this realization that it was because she was too overweight, and now you're just enhancing the humiliation aspect of it. So I think that's good.
Okay, cool. Yeah, like the shaming part of it, kind of.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I would even enhance it here too. And I had ruined it, months of planning this big event. I wanted to look my best. And then here I was, show the contrast of how like a humiliating experience it ended up being.
Mhm.
Just elaborate on it a little bit. If you're going to do Slim My Secret here, then just put it in quotes, right? Because you still haven't revealed it.
Mhm.
Yeah, and this is following the bioharmony.
Yeah, yeah, a little. I mean, it's kind of started more with the drama
Yeah,
of the situation instead of like the build up that they do in Bioharmony.
right.
But that's kind of the style that I'm going for.
Yep. Nice. This is good.
Okay, cool. I've been massaging this for weeks, so if there's any red flags, you can see.
I would just change. I wouldn't even, I would just say a 3-second secret. Now you want to build on this fact that you're going to reveal a big secret, right? Like don't put the label on it again until you introduce the product because
Okay.
you've already kind of hinted at it before. I would just add here for being the struggles of being overweight, just add the scale never budges no matter what you do. Just a really straightforward side effect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then I kind of like went into the story like a bit more again. Like she's so fat, she goes up to clink her champagne glass and like falls out of the boat. I mean, it's kind of funny, but like when I started writing this, it's actually really sad.
Yeah, well, that's what you're trying to create. I just wonder though, if going back to the story that many times is going to hurt you
Okay.
versus just
Maybe I
telling
could
it.
test it. Maybe I could test it like with more story and with less story or something.
Yeah, like more story off the bat, right? Like go through the whole scenario and what happened, and then the segue is that, but then I discovered this like secret, and what I'm about to tell you might sound crazy, but here's how it worked. And then you go into explaining how it worked, and then you slowly reveal the product. Versus, because now what's happening right now is you're flipping back to the story. I think this is the third time, so that might hurt like the reader experience.
Okay.
That would be my biggest comment for this, because it's really good copy, but I just wonder if you need to do it in like standard story style, right? Like build up all the emotion, the embarrassment, the humiliation, and how she was feeling. And because in the way the Bioharmony does it too, is like there's a really super embarrassing moment, and then she talks about how lo and behold, she like discovered this fascinating thing that changed everything for her. And that's when then she tells the story about how she discovered it, and it talks about how she talked to her doctor friend or whatever, and then it goes, you're slowly leading into the product, versus going back to the high school reunion story, which I think you need to tell it in one go.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, if you're going to do the double story, then the next story is going to be about how the discovery, right? That, yeah, the research and the new super nutrient and all that.
Okay. And then like just take out the Slimwise stuff until I reveal the product. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I would just talk about it's a secret.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll keep it like a 3-second secret instead of my secret. Okay.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I
Nice.
think I finally I changed the mechanism like 3 times. So
Okay.
this one better work.
What did you decide on?
So it's basically the polyphenols, they turn off your body's ability to create new fat cells.
Okay.
And so it shuts it down basically. And so
Nice.
it can lose weight. But it's called
So,
PPARY. It's very technical.
yeah, I mean, that's a really good one for menopause, right? So you could say it's like a shield. It's like shielding you from the effects of menopause. It's like kind of like insurance. Because it's like for a lot of women, once they hit menopause, it's sort of, that's when it's like triggered, like they suddenly start gaining the fat, and it's like out of their control. So you can position it as that's almost like a insurance policy or some sort of shield that prevents that process from happening.
I like the shield. I like that word.
Yeah. That's what women, because that's what they're scared of, right? That it's out of their control. So anything that they can do to kind of save their body from going through this massive change. And if they're already experiencing it, like they've already noticed the weight gain and it's really stubborn, then definitely protect them from more, right? Because it can be, you gotta create the scenario that it gets out of control. Like there are women that gain 20, 30, 40 pounds, without even making any drastic changes to their diet and lifestyle. Like you've got to paint the picture that something is happening to you outside of your control. And so the best way to protect yourself from that is by taking this.
Oh, nice.
On top of the struggle of losing weight right now.
Cool. That's awesome.
Sweet.
All right. Well, I'll keep you posted.
Yeah, please do. We'll catch up next week then.
We will indeed.
Awesome. Thank you. Let's see, Matt.
Hi, Sabah. So this is a jobs post for the Nothing Held Back group.
Okay.
So there's going to be like, most of it is pretty normal stuff, but there's like an emotional response section.
Okay.
Where I'm being kind of like vulnerable. So I just want to check it's not completely over the top.
Gotcha.
In front of like 1,000 hardcore marketers.
Right. Well, just consider this. You have to position yourself, what's in it for them, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I understand this is like a real problem, right? That you're not, you're going to get kicked out of the mastermind that you've invested in. And so you need the money. So, you know, but just think from somebody who wants, you want someone to hire you, you know,
Yeah.
not because of that. You want them to hire you because you're a super qualified copywriter or marketer that happens to be in one of the best masterminds in the world. You know, and so you have these advanced skills, and so they should pay attention and consider hiring you. Like, I would be, it's good that you're being vulnerable, you know, it's good to put yourself out there, but I wonder if you want that kind of, if you want people to feel sorry for you for on the money side versus,
Right.
you know, paying you for your skills.
Right. Okay. So yeah, I'm not sure what to put then, because you want to like grab attention and like give a reason why you're posting this.
Mhm. Well, I mean, everybody knows that someone who's posting for clients is looking for work, right? They need money.
Yeah.
That's sort of like a given. So, you know, your best strategy would be, I mean, showing off your results. That's solid. Like, that's, I would lead with something that really, what the underlying message you have to communicate is, you know, you're hot on the market. You're finally
Yeah.
available. You could say something like that. I'm finally available to take on new clients. And, you
Yeah.
know, I've got the support of two of the best copywriters and marketers in the world in the mastermind that I'm in. Like, I wouldn't even mention about the money side of
Yeah.
um, that's my opinion. I don't know if anyone.
Yeah. Well, I basically swiped Darren Hans's post.
Okay, is that
And
what he did?
yeah, he basically talks about needing money to pay for his kids' college and
Oh, okay.
grocery bills and
Yeah.
yeah. But the emotional response section is actually a bit further down. So if you
Okay.
just scroll down, yeah. So this section, I'm not sure about, because this is kind of what Stefan was talking about on the call the other day. It was just being a bit vulnerable.
Yeah, I mean, it depends if you feel comfortable sharing. You know, sharing that much. Just keep in mind, again, are you looking? Ask yourself what your intention is. Are you looking for pity? You know, charity, or are you
Yeah.
looking for someone to support you because they believe in your skills and they think you're a super high value copywriter?
Right.
You know, so that's a question only you can ask, but or answer. But that's what would go through my mind if I was going to put myself out there like that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's tricky.
Yeah, because you are. This is a marketing post, right? Like, you are
Yeah.
trying to sell yourself here.
Mm.
So think in terms of what is going to attract somebody, you know, who's like your dream client. Like, think,
Yeah. So be vulnerable, but not too vulnerable.
yeah, think about, will your dream client respect that, or will they
Mm.
feel, you know, they might feel compassion,
Mm.
you know, and maybe they'll open their pocketbook because they feel like they want to help. But is
Yeah.
that the type of relationship you want? You know?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Versus someone saying, man, he's really good, like he's got a solid track record, he's available right now, I need someone like that on my team.
Yeah.
I'm willing to pay him, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I do have all that above. Like, I have a
Yeah,
quote from Kim Schwam and
yeah, exactly, like
Clayton and
you've
stuff.
got the chops, right? So I would sell yourself on.
Yeah. 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 And it's tricky, you know, because you don't want to just like, I can see the benefit of like emotional response and being vulnerable,
Mhm.
because you don't want to just look as though you're boasting and trying to show off. But at the
True.
same time, you don't want to look weak.
Yeah, and it's not even weakness, it's more of like, is it relevant to your target client? Like,
Yeah.
is that something they're going to jump on? Is that going to be the trigger for them hiring you versus somebody else?
Yeah. So I need to twist the vulnerability so it's actually a benefit to them,
Benefit to
and
them,
and
yeah,
I'm not
and
weak.
say,
Yeah.
exactly, like, ultimately, they're gonna make a choice that is gonna suit them, right? As much as, you know,
Mm.
there's very nice people out there, empathetic and everything like that, they'll appreciate the story, they'll appreciate you being vulnerable, but when it comes down to the wire of, should I hire this person? You want them to be riding on the fact that you've got this
Mm.
awesome track record, you're available right now, you're not usually this available,
Yeah.
you know, and things
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. So maybe I'll just cut down the emotional response bit and tweak it
Yeah,
or come up with something different.
yeah, think
Yeah.
of ways to make yourself, be like a rare opportunity, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for the feedback.
You're welcome. Um, let's see. Jose,
Oh, hey, what's up, Sabah?
hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. What are you working on?
This is an advertorial for a barbecue accessory product.
Okay,
I try to summarize it right here.
okay.
Yeah.
So it's like a smoker. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. So it's like an add-on for a grill.
Yeah.
So they don't have to buy like $1,000 smoker or however much those things cost.
Yeah. Well,
Nice.
that's the claim that's going off right now for other, I guess, advertisers
Yep.
that they're using. Yeah.
I like this. I like headline C a lot. I would just, so this is, I like I'm not sure about the weirdo thing. Like, what were you trying to say there? Oh, the fact that he dreams about
I don't
the,
know. I had the second line, like, I stare at my friend when he's smoking ribs and burgers, but I don't think, but I changed it to that he stares at his friend's smoker instead.
okay,
So
right, right.
should I just delete that first line?
I would, I see what you're trying to say now. So I would say something along the lines of, because what he's really dreaming about, that he wants to make amazing smoked ribs, burgers, and other smoked foods himself, is what is his desire, right?
Yeah.
So you can just say, yeah, I wonder if it's about staring versus just dreaming about how he wants to be able to do that in his own backyard.
So sometimes I daydream about my friend's smoker.
Yeah,
Or
daydream would be better. Right, right.
I get what you mean. Okay.
Yeah. He has, and I would, so honestly, I would just be very straightforward about this. He spent make up a number, $1,220 for this awesome smoker. All I have is a grill. And I just wish that I could have that smoky flavor so I could make, et cetera, et cetera. And then you can talk about, so what is, I tried to do a homemade smoker. Is that something that these people just like jack up their grill somehow? And
Yeah, they do it like a do-it-yourself
yeah,
option. Yeah.
okay. I mean, you could make it very plain and straightforward, like you're talking to a friend. So, I checked out some YouTube videos and I saw people doing it themselves at home. When I tried it, it blew up in my face. It was obviously very dangerous until I discovered that there's like this, you could talk it like it's a hack or it's some like underground secret or some sort of unknown, like an unknown secret to creating smoky, to turning a grill into a smoker. Like that's essentially the setup. And then you can talk about how you discovered it through this guy. And it turns out that it's this little tube. Yeah, I would just add, it's called the Easy Smoker Tube, and it only takes minutes to set up. Like I would just add that it's like so that people understand it's just this little add-on. I know it shows in the picture, but I would just emphasize it in the copy.
Okay.
This is great. I would highlight this somehow, like maybe bold it or put highlight, the highlight swipe on it or something. Is there going to be a checkout at the bottom of this? Or does it go to another page?
So call to action to.
Oh, to apply the discount. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if this could end up being 2 different advertorials, because this is a lot of. Where does it go to? Does it go to a checkout page?
Yeah, it goes to a checkout page, as far as I'm aware.
So you do have to sell in this one. Nice. You covered all the, what does it do? How does it work? All the things you can do with it.
Yeah.
I would turn this subhead into it's already sold out 5 times this year, because that's a really good selling point, that it's so high in demand.
Okay.
And this isn't even, I wouldn't even do this, the too good to be true. I would just say, I would just hype up that, and hundreds of people can't stop talking about it, because then you go into testimonials.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you're just doing like a first person review. Nice. Okay. And you said you were modeling. You have an example?
Yeah, it's all over in the top.
This one?
No, the second one.
Oh, this.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty similar since it's kind of like cooking. So, and this one's pretty long too.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Do you see how they talk about how it's developed a cult following? Same thing, like I was saying, like hundreds of people are raving about it. That's what you want to introduce that section with. Nice. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Let's see. Peter, you said you have something later. Tiana, yes, just drop your link in the chat and I'll take a look at it. Mike. Back
Yeah,
to
hey Sabah.
Good. Back to trading school.
It's always trading.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Yes, it was actually not a copy question. I just wanted to like pick your brains on strategy.
Okay.
So like I need to write a 14-day autoresponder, and I've never done one of these before.
Okay.
Just trying to work out how to structure it, and how to make sure to get the best elements in there.
Gotcha.
So the basic idea is they opt into a free ebook, and then every email is going to be like linked to a chapter in that book, kind of loosely in different ways. And then I'm going to bring in the offer for the high ticket course from like day 5.
Okay.
And I'm going to mix it up. Some are going to be like directly pitching it. Others I'm going to use this like footer just to throw it in as a sort of an add-on.
Right.
But I just wanted to see if there's anything like crucially missing, or if there's something you do with one of these to make it more successful.
Yeah. Is this after they get like a welcome email?
Yeah, it would be. But I suppose the first thing they get is a different thing. It's just a download.
Okay.
So I mean, these are just draft titles. I'll probably change them, but I just really wanted to. I just, having not done one of these before, really just see how they go about it, and if there's any way of like boosting conversions to the high ticket offer. Any way that I should be thinking about approaching it.
I mean, with something like this, definitely you want to warm them up, right? You want to educate them, give them tons of value for a few days before you start pitching anything. So starting on day 5 would be good. And assuming, remember, not everybody's going to read every email. So after a couple of days, hopefully they read at least 1 or 2, so they have some free content and no pressure to do anything besides just read and enjoy the book. How to join the 10% of traders who consistently win is your first CTA would be good. And remember too, you can also put it in the PS. So even if you're educating, like it doesn't have to lead into the CTA at the bottom of the email. you can just have it like, don't forget, you know, if you want to be one of the 10% of traders who consistently win, check this out. And then it goes to
Yep.
whatever thing.
Yeah, actually, I had that on one of those. I just haven't got it on this doc.
Okay.
If you scroll down, I was going to use a footer as a for some of these where I don't want to directly introduce it. So I
Yeah.
kind of modeled this loosely around one I've seen for another client.
Yeah, that was one way to do it, is to create sort of, it's the PS, right?
Yep.
Or is it like a footer on the email?
Well, this would be a footer, but I have used it as a PS, like loosely in some of those drafts, like the earlier ones.
You can also
This would
do
have
a
been
footer.
interesting.
You can also do a footer that's like, are you on Stefan's email list?
Yeah.
He does right now. He's promoting Copy Accelerator LITE, or the event,
Yeah.
in his emails, and he's got like a little, it's like a little blurb that sits at the bottom, and it's like there's a different color. I
Okay.
think it's in red at the bottom, so you can create like a little box like that,
Right.
to, you know, kind of alternate them so that it's like stands out.
Okay, you put it in a different color, would you? Or just make it
Yeah,
look.
like just the title I think is in red, and then the
Okay.
rest of the copy is normal black. But it's kind of like, I think it's either dashed, you know, separators, so that it looks like a little box at the bottom.
Yep.
But very simple, and it almost looks like a space ad. It's like a space ad for your own email, you know. Yeah, those
Yeah,
would
sorry,
be,
these all the copies really rough and ready, but I just wanted to kind of get just a steer on how I tackle it before I actually jump into it.
yeah. If this was
question.
mine, I would just alternate. So I would do some with the PS that takes them to the offer, and some with that little
Right.
box at the bottom, so that it looks different, right?
So it's not the same deal every single time.
Yeah, because the people are just gonna like scan it and be like, oh, he's talking about the same thing again, you know.
Yeah, okay.
So,
All right.
yeah. Hope that helps.
Yeah, that was it. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Yes.
Okay, Peter. Oh, this is the art project you're doing with Art that I saw in the members group.
Hey, happy Thursday. Yeah, so I was talking with Art and also trying to, I think I pinged you about buyers, trying to like breathe some life into his project. There's the current TSL. If you want to pop that open, and then there's some like secondary.
Oh, I need that.
Weird. Okay, hold on one second. Yeah, so some of the things that we're trying to figure out is, does the offer stack make sense, which is like on page 4 of that doc,
Okay.
or that doc right there. Let me give you access to.
Oh, it's on
Yeah, it's in that doc. One second. Okay. Sabah. Okay, you should have access now.
No. Should I just request?
Yeah, I just granted. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so
Give me access, Peter.
I'm doing it. That's weird. I don't know. One second. Okay. Well, fuck. When? Okay. Well, forget this. Forget the sales page then. Let's just talk about this doc.
Okay.
I don't know why it won't let me give you access. If you look down at you'll see the 2 leads. There's kind of like an alternate lead there on page 2. But basically very like Haddad-ish, where it's like, I feel alone. Like,
Right.
this is for like 40 plus, primarily divorcee women.
Okay.
And so kind of, you know, women who don't want to be on the hamster wheel of dating apps and like swiping and then having guys flake on them because they have too much baggage or they're too old or whatever. So Stefan already looked at the lead, says he liked it, and the fascination, which is kind of like this, hey, here's an ancient secret from this like Abbey nun from like 200 years ago kind of thing. Yeah, it's like a whole thing. Too much to get into now because I know you're cognizant of time. So the value stack is one thing. I like restructured it from like what Art had originally put forward.
Okay.
So that was the original up the original value stack right there.
Okay.
Or I'm sorry, I don't know why I put upsell flow, but so basically like the core offering, like the La Mystique kind of, here's the fascination type program.
Okay.
And then like a profile building for like dating profiles. So whether that's OkCupid, whatever, kind of like the rules. And he had it like this Brunson style, like here's 7 things for like $1,000 of value, but you get it for like 98% off. And I'm like, guys, come on. So I broke it up. If you scroll down a little bit, I broke up the upsell flow into, or I'm sorry, the value stack and then the bump and upsell flow into
Gotcha.
something that I think is a little more believable. So like less bullshit radars going off, but also like hopefully that'll boost like take rate. Obviously, without knowing like the specifics of each of those, it's kind of hard to say. But like, do you feel like that structure is compelling? Because I was thinking like the dating text, like here's an actionable thing for the order bump. And then here's kind of like the core program and some stuff for like enhancing your profile to make you more appealing so you get the messages as kind of just the regular value stack. I think the way that I broke it up makes more sense, but I'd be curious like what you think.
So a couple of things from a women's perspective on the dating app, aspect of it. So remember, for women on apps and guys on apps, the experience is very different. And so for guys, it's on them that they have to be entertaining, have a lot of value and everything, and show interest and be clever and creative or whatever with their messages in order to get the date. And for the woman, it's like you have to show some interest, but you have to kind of step back and let the guy show that he's worthy of actually going out on a date with you. And so that's where that whole concept of, be a high value woman, don't respond to crappy messages, don't let him, don't give out your number, that kind of thing. So I'm sure
have a lure. That's kind of like the premise of the La Mystique like core offering is like, here's how to regain your allure so that you're like a highly attractive woman in your 40s. Because you got 22-year-old competition who have daddy issues. They're going to go see all your men, basically is what it is.
Well, and just remember too, like these women are, they're kind of jaded, right? They've been through like bad relationships and now they're in this awful place where they have to get out, they have to put themselves out there, hoping for a man. I worked with Jason Silver for a little bit. He also has, a dating offer, and he had mentioned too, and I think Andrew from our group is working with him now. So you might be able to pick his brain for some ideas on this. But one of the biggest fears that they have is now being alone. Like they didn't think that they would be at that stage in their life where they didn't have a partner, they were alone, and that they're scared about getting old as a single woman, because there's obviously society's pressure about, not being in a relationship or, being established in a relationship at that age. So as far as like the dating part, the dating app part goes, that's only like that's only a very tiny part of what they want. What they want is attract a high value man, and find out the secrets to not only attracting him, but also keeping him. So anything that you can say that gives them some sort of shortcut or secret to keeping the guy's attention.
That was kind of what we were thinking for like the second, because the first upsell I was thinking, okay, if you scroll down a little bit, there's the first upsell is more of the same, which is the dating text, but then it's more on the PD side where it's like camaraderie in the group and the self-confidence bundle. And then the second upsell, we were talking about like an interim ClickBank offer or like, the Caitlin V's thing. But the second one could also be like a positioned authority figure, because his girlfriend's kind of like the persona and she's like a nutrition and wellness coach.
Okay.
So like having like a secondary like coach for like OTO2, like, hey, this is like the 4 pillars of happily ever after from like a professional, like, counselor, couples therapist, or what if somebody's been doing it for 20 years is kind of what we were thinking. And then kind of interweaving that into the front end offer where it's like, you're right, like it's more about them keeping the man. And so just making sure we're like on the same page.
Yeah, it's on the right track. And honestly, for that coaching or counseling or whatever, it would be more focused on self-care. I think it's, you know, Matthew Hussey does a program for women and it's for dating, but he even says, he's very transparent about it, that what happens is women get into his program and he's got like a retreat. He does a retreat every year and he also has a coaching program. And the whole curriculum is not actually about dating. It's about building yourself up, like becoming, you know, a better version of you, because when you do that, that's when you're going to attract the perfect partner. So it's not about the technicalities of what to message and how to talk to a guy or how to get dates. It's more about, it's basically like, I don't want to say a bait and switch, but
Yeah.
you know,
No, I get what you're saying, because we were thinking the same thing with like the personal development stuff, because that's the difference between the female demographic and the male demographic.
yeah,
Yes, there's becoming attractive man type programs out there, like Garrett
right,
White type stuff.
right,
Women are really like, hey, all the self-care, all the self-love, and
yes,
be your shining best self.
exactly.
And I think that's easier for us to do with like Art's lady friend as
Yeah.
the kind of like the, you know, the voice of the company or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So instead of focusing so much on the, I would just say, you know, for your offer stack, like instead of focusing so much on the dating profile and the dating app part, add something in there, maybe 1 or 2 things that like help them increase their confidence, help bring out like their best qualities, like help them shine basically, you know, in some way. I don't know what that would be, but it's definitely not the same for women than it is for guys, where you would just give them copy and paste texts, you know, to what to say, because that's not what the problem is for these women. Like that's on the guy, that's his problem. Like to figure out what to say.
you don't think like a bump of like the text, because like originally he was modeling obviously off of like Connor's stuff.
The guy's one, yeah, that's not the woman's problem.
That's
Yeah.
that's what I was saying. I was like, all right, I'm gonna talk it through with a couple people, because like also you're 30 years older than me, so I think it's a little bit of a different. Anyway,
Yeah,
okay,
the dating
I'll
text
go back
thing,
to the
unless it's just like how to win on Tinder or something, which I mean for women it's not even like that. That's not the problem. It's you know, dating apps are in the women's favor because they're
it
the
would
ones
have to be like positioned like how to weed out the losers.
how to weed out the losers. Yeah, how to avoid really bad dates.
Right.
You know, how to avoid narcissists. Like that's a whole nother, you know, like there's so many YouTube videos about dating narcissists and
Okay,
how
so maybe revamp like the, even if I include the profile stuff, just be like how to attract the right kind of guy that's not just looking for a one night stand.
there
Okay,
you go.
let me
Yeah.
just shift it all towards that lens. Thank you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Hope
you.
that helps. Okay. Lorraine's asking, yeah, we have a review call. I just won't be doing it. It will be Mike doing next Thursday's call. Just a heads up on that. And Tiana, looks like you've got a VSL. Yeah. Hi.
Hi, how's it going?
Jumping on.
What's that, sorry?
Thanks for jumping on.
Oh yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, so I wanted to share that first link, which is a VSL that we currently have running, and you actually helped me with the copy early on. This was back in like February.
I think I remember it. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, so this is the actual VSL. It's been running since about March.
Okay.
And it's doing okay. And now I'm just looking to improve beat the control at this point. And it's yeah, I guess I'm just looking for like where to start. So that the Z Talks link, the first one, if you're okay with looking at a VSL.
Yep. Is this the text version or?
It is, yeah. Yeah, you could go to the TSL. I mean, I am curious to hear what you think about the actual video part of it, but
all right.
But if this is better for you, go for it.
Let's see. So it's designed for keto dieters.
No, sorry. These are two completely different.
Oh,
like
they're
the
two
two
separate
links
ones.
are
Okay.
totally different. Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. I use the keto is just a backup in case you weren't comfortable doing the VSL.
Gotcha. No. We can do the VSL. I just hope it loads.
Awesome. Thanks.
I don't know. Keep watching the video. I'm not sure why it's not loading. Is it open like this?
No, those usually pop out at about 30 minutes.
Okay. I'm not sure why it's not loading. Let me just try one other load. There we go.
I'm too big.
I can smell smoke.
I can't go. I can't go any faster.
Engine 5 on scene, heavy fire showing on all sides. Direct exposure to adjacent housing.
I thank God every day that my wife made it out alive. And although humiliating, what happened next led us to the most groundbreaking weight loss discovery in the last 50 years. That flipped everything scientists knew about weight loss on its head. And although it is painful and embarrassing to relive this story, my wife Sandra literally saved her life using the Core 4 code. That could very well save yours too. A breakthrough discovery that has proven what the real underlying cause of excess belly fat, unwanted weight gain, premature aging, uncontrollable hunger truly is. It caused my wife to suddenly drop 31 pounds of fat, making her almost unrecognizable to her friends and family. Going from this to this, without high intensity exercise, without even strict dieting. She didn't obsess about keto, calorie restrictions, or intermittent fasting. And we definitely didn't waste money on weird gadgets and powders.
Okay, so tell me, what is the stick rate? How far are people getting into the video? Do you know?
So I actually don't know when the drop off is. I just requested today to start tracking that, which was a point that somebody else brought up to me. So very good idea. I do not know the answer.
Okay, no, not a problem. That's definitely the first thing that I would look at, is to see how far people are engaged, right? Because there's a chance that, I mean, it's very likely that a lot of people aren't even getting to the pitch. So you need to figure out, that's an indication that it's not engaging enough, right? So let me just take a look at the text version so I can scan it real quick. Is it? Did you follow any ClickBank offer by chance, like the flow?
Yeah, I mean, this is modeling pretty closely like the top offers.
Research and
Research, yeah, very.
yeah, I mean, I like the storyline. I remember going through this back in February. I mean, that's the first thing that I would look at. I would also the fact, so you talk about this, you know, this nightly ritual or whatever, this routine that will, you know, destroy sugar cravings and help you burn off fat. You might want to mention that when he talks about how, like, she had that transformation, and basically highlight that, and all it took was this, you know, whatever second, or this Norwegian ritual before bed. Like, I would just weave that into it, because that's what you're leading with in the headline.
Right. Okay. Right. Instead of saying, and all it took was the Core 4 code, which is like the phrase that I kind of coined for
yeah,
it,
you want to
actually call back to the headline.
Right. So just replace that, because you can introduce the Core 4 code later, but people, that's going to throw some people off, right? Like, it's because there's no build, there's sort of like no build up to it at all. Like, if you had mentioned in the headline, maybe it would make more sense, but I would actually focus more on this ritual. Like, in their minds, what you want them to think is like, all it took was a nightly ritual that completely, I would just repeat the same thing, destroyed her sugar cravings and helped her burn up to 2 pounds of fat before breakfast. You know, say something like that.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, and then introduce that Core 4 code, like, so yeah, the Norwegian villages, it goes back to the headline because you mentioned the Norwegian thing, but the Core 4 code, I would, that's your mechanism, so I would do it later. This mysterious routine, this mysterious ritual, whatever, because right now you're still building up the, like the secret, right, that you're about to reveal.
Okay.
Basically, it's going to say, like, you know, this morning routine, this morning ritual, and it's amazing what it did. And then these people are talking about, yeah, just, I mean, I would just change it. You know, this morning ritual changed everything for me. And now, then the messaging goes, now you might feel a little bit skeptical, sounds too good to be true, but let me explain how it works. I call it the core 4 code because XYZ, and then you explain that.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, those would be my main recommendations. Because ultimately, think about somebody who's like blind to everything you're about to share with them. Like, you've done all the research, what the secret is and everything like that. If it's strictly just this headline, you have to deliver on this headline somehow in a creative way and keep them engaged enough that they're going to watch the video or read the sales letter all the way to the end so that they can discover what this tradition was, this Norwegian secret, and how it destroys sugar cravings and it makes you lose weight, before breakfast. Like, that's all that's going through their minds.
Okay, great. Yeah, that's very helpful.
Yeah, I could do a more in-depth one, but I don't know how far you want me to go as far as recommendations.
Yeah, I mean, any recommendations are welcome for sure.
I would restructure your offer stack so that basically what you want to highlight, this is going to be more of a design thing, but these are like critical elements, right, for getting people to add to cart. Highlight the fact that it's only $49 a bottle, and then put your total price, like regular price and total price, up above so that they actually see that. They see that normally it would be $300, but right now they're actually getting it for $49 a bottle, so it's only $147. Like, your order of that pricing needs to be just kind of redone, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And with the most
So
popular, sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry, I was just going to reiterate what you were saying. So just move the 147 up. Like, the 147 is more important than the $49 a bottle. Is that what you're saying?
No, the
Or did I
$49.
get that backwards?
Yeah, the $49 should be highlighted. So that should actually be green. I would make that green and bigger.
Okay.
And then make
Okay.
this smaller, that you save $150. Move this up here, like above the $49, so
Okay.
that they can visually see the comparison. And I would say regularly, like, I would put the word reg dot before this regular price, and then this would go on another line, and it would say, like, you only pay $147, for that offer.
Okay.
It's just a bit of restructuring. And then for the most popular, I would just highlight, I know it's like bigger than the other two, but I would like either put this in another color or put like a banner on this so that it really stands out as like the best choice. Do something like that. Put stars around it, like, do anything that makes it look like the best, the best option. And is your guarantee?
Yeah, there's a guarantee. It's a little bit lower than we were,
Okay. So I would actually move your guarantee before you introduce the price breakdown. So it would go, you talk about, we're going to offer you a special discounted price. And then I would just add a section like, basically it's like, but wait, there's more. And then you're going to say, this is a completely risk-free because it's covered by a guarantee. Like, I would move the guarantee up here.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and see how that looks on mobile too. Ideally on mobile, you're going 361, not 136, as they scroll and see the offers. It's more of a technical thing, but
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, those would be my recommendations for a first pass on this.
Okay, awesome. That's it. That's a lot to work with, so that's perfect. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I think that is everybody. If I missed you, please drop a comment. Otherwise, we'll end the call. And yeah, I won't see you guys next week, but I will see you the week after. I'm traveling next week. Thanks, Peter. Good to see you. Happy 4th. Yeah, have a great holiday weekend. A safe and fun one. Yes, Jose, quick question.
Yeah, so for the intros, should I like make one more for them to test? And
If
What
you
kind
do,
of-
I would do a headline and intro test.
Headline and intro test.
Yeah, because
Okay.
it's not going to be a huge game changer just to change the you know, that first lead. Like I would do a headline, like a strong headline angle, and then a matching intro if you want to test that.
Okay.
A
Gotcha.
complete
Thank
different
you.
variation. Yeah. You're
Mhm.
welcome. All right, thanks guys. I will see you next time.